All right. Perfect. Okay. So, thank you so much for coming on the live. Um, Today we're hosting the first part of the Plannter party, as I like to call it. So basically, where we can gather on Instagram and cook a meal together. Either you can watch me and my co-host cook the meal, and then we just have conversation. We talk about a specific topic, and just hope that it motivates you and helps you along your journey, however it can be. So it's just kind of showing you a practical how to invest within yourself. Cooking for yourself, I believe, is a really important way to invest in your health and just yourself, and it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? So I like cooking, and just having conversation with people is also a great thing as well. So, waiting for my co-host. There seems to be some kind of, I don't know, child, with this live. Let me see. I could send it to her. So, waiting on my co-host, and then we're gonna get started. But yeah, I'm excited for all of you who are gonna tune in. Okay. Alrighty, we're adding Ifepo on.
Okay.
Yo.
Finally. I'm sweating.
Child, I was like, I've started this like 3 times.
All right.
All right. It's a little, what is it called? It's a little, it's frozen. Don't know why.
Is it?
Yeah, on my side. You can see me moving.
I can see you moving. Can you see me
That's awkward. All right. That's okay. We're gonna give it a little bit of time. Ooh, people are already joining on.
Got your apron?
Huh?
Got your apron?
Apron? I don't have that. I don't have apron.
Christina. Hi, babe. Hi, Auntie Titi. I see you. Thank you for joining.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. It's frozen, girl. But it's okay. So I kind of already gave an introduction. So I guess maybe whoever is on your side, if they can at least hear, they'll be able to know what you're saying. So you can introduce yourself, introduce what you do, and
Okay.
then talk about myself later. Go ahead.
All right. So, hi, guys. My name is Ifepo. I think some of you guys may know me as the Curious Munch, but my name is Ifepo. I am a chef by profession, and I've been in this chef life professionally for the past 6 years now. I currently
Come
work
on.
as a chef. I worked in the restaurant industry for 4 years, and now I'm on my own, hustling. But yeah, so I work as a private chef and I specialize in international cuisine. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Um, well, for those who don't know me, my name is Damio Shodi. I'm the creator of the Plannter, which consists of podcasts and then also meetups and an online community, basically encouraging people to grow in the areas of their faith, personal growth journeys, and lifestyle practices. And my mission is really to encourage people to go and just discover and live out their purpose with passion and with excellence, and develop the skill sets to do so, and also develop as whole people. So that's really the mission of my platform. But I use different avenues such as podcasting, the events, and then also kind of even cooking to give people a practical sense of how to improve their lives. So basically, as I learn, I'm sharing with others how they can improve, just like as you know, the lessons that I continue to learn as well. So yeah, the purpose of this live is to really encourage you to just have a good meal for yourself. It's a good way to nourish your body and just nourish yourself and fuel you, because ain't nobody like going on a hungry stomach. I don't like being hungry. So I'm always somebody who likes to have food prepped and ready to go, or at least buy something. But we are encouraging for you to cook at home. So just encouraging you to do that. And then also, we're going to have a conversation. And our conversation today is based on faith in action. So basically, learning how to partner with God and whatever we believe He's called us to do. So we're going to be talking about that once we kind of have all of our foods prepped, or we all have them prepped already, but putting them in their rightful places. We're going to discuss that, and then we're going to walk you through the process of how to do it. So for those who may not be on the live now, you can catch this live within the next 24 hours as well, and see how we did it, how we cooked it, and go from there.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You're still frozen.
I'm frozen for. Can you guys see me?
Can
Am I
you guys
frozen?
say yeah before
I'm
we continue?
moves.
Comment below if you can see Ifepo. Oh my God, now I can say that now. You know how they be saying on the live, you're like, oh, comment below. Give me a thumbs up.
Subscribe.
Okay.
I
I
don't know
have
if they
it.
can see because no one is saying anything. Can you guys see me?
She's frozen still. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
oh
Okay.
I'm frozen. Wow. I don't know what's going on. Let me.
Maybe we'll have to start again. We'll give it a minute. But can you guys see me? Am I moving? Can you comment below if you can see me? Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Oh,
Okay.
she really got her apron on Champlain. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't want to start this again.
All right. Sorry
Perfect,
about
perfect. All right, so I'm ready, darling. This
that.
is your
Okay.
show.
So today, can you guys see me? Because I don't
Yeah,
want you to
please.
miss anything. Comment below if you can see me. Who's can you see me?
Okay, can see both fine now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So today we're making chicken teriyaki. I'm obsessed with Japanese cuisine and Asian cuisine in general, and I sort of try to make it a skill in just Asian food. So I do a lot of Asian cooking at home, even though I'm Nigerian. I actually eat more Asian foods than Nigerian foods most of the time. And I wanted to share with you my chicken teriyaki recipe. It's so simple, and what I'm just going to do right now is to run you through all the ingredients, and we'll get started. So I'm gonna I'm gonna flip my screen to my board and show you what I have. Okay. So here we have some
Okay.
salt and
Show
pepper.
you.
And yeah, so Dami, we can just
Mm-hmm.
do that. Let me just clean my screen. Sorry. So we've got some
That's fine.
black pepper and salt, some olive oil, and chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to
Mm-hmm.
go in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees. The teriyaki sauce itself requires some soy sauce, some mirin. Okay, see your soy
Mm-hmm.
sauce, got mirin.
Yeah, Marin's here.
Okay, so this is
I know,
mirin,
sorry,
and
it's all
what
black.
mirin is a sweet rice wine. And if you don't have
Mm-hmm.
mirin, you can use what's it called, rice wine vinegar, which is what I have here. So it's a good substitute. Oops, sorry about that. I have here garlic. I see you have your garlic
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have brown
Brown
sugar.
sugar. I have brown sugar
Yeah.
here too.
I have here some smoked chili peppers. These are actually chicken
Ooh.
chili peppers. They're they're one of my favorite, and they have a very like they can get very spicy. So I use this a lot. I have spring onions that we're gonna use as garnish, and I
I have
have
mine
some
here too.
corn flour. Yeah, perfect. And I have some corn flour, and that's what we're gonna use as a thickener. So as you can see here, it's really not a lot of ingredients, but it's gonna pack a lot of flavor. And what we're gonna start by doing is to get our chicken in the oven before we start our talk. And right here, I see you've already seasoned your chicken. Tommy, you're good. I'm gonna sprinkle a bit of salt and pepper. I usually just have it mixed in a container, and it makes it so much easier for me. So generous, but not too generous. Olive oil goes in as well, and I'm just gonna mix all
No, let
in
me even add that
right
in there.
together.
Hold up, hold up, up.
So we're adding olive oil because we just want the outer skin to have a bit of a crisp to it. Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. I'm gonna use
So
this.
what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna like use my spatula to just sort of massage it all the way through. Make sure the salt and black pepper is in. Yeah. And I see you also like did incisions in your chicken, which is good. So to help it to go in as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using boneless chicken breasts, or chicken breasts are boneless, sorry, but I'm using boneless chicken, and I just diced it up into chunks, and Dami's using whatchamacallit, she's using drumsticks. So it really depends on what you have in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So once I'm done here, I'm just gonna move my chicken, as you can see,
Okay.
and we're gonna just take it right on the baking pan, like so.
I'm gonna put mine on this here.
Yeah, so a
Okay.
griddle pan, baking pan, gonna just spread it all out so it makes it faster. Mine is gonna cook much quicker than Dami's just because it's chicken breast and they're diced into very little chunks.
Awesome.
And this is what it looks like right now. I'm gonna get my oven running. I'm gonna have it on grill instead, and I'm just gonna slide it in the oven like so.
All right, so now we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, because broccoli's also on there, I'm gonna put my broccoli inside
Okay.
the oven as well.
And I'm gonna show you guys a quick variation. So Dami's grilling her broccoli. I actually am gonna be steaming mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
have my broccoli in uh what's it called? Metallic strainer, or whatever they call these things. A strainer basically
Mm-hmm.
for pasta. The hack that I do is I just put some salt water at the bottom of the pots, and I let it steam, cover it up, and let it steam for about 10 minutes. So we're gonna do that.
Ooh.
Um, I think, uh, yeah, let me wait till the chicken's almost done. Right here, I have some basmati rice that's already done,
That looks good.
and that's just gonna go with everything else. So let me just make sure our chicken's good. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get that done, and that's it.
And that's
Should we
it.
make that's it? Should we make the sauce first, or should we talk? What do you?
Let's just make it first, so it's easier
Okay.
to just.
Yeah. So the sauce is also very quick and easy. I have my. I'm gonna be mixing everything in here.
Okay.
Um.
Let me give
So
this.
Let me know when you're ready, Tommy.
Why is this thing trying to play me? Hold up.
Do you want to flip your screen? It might. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Okay, I'm gonna just show it.
Okay.
I'll just show it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with the main ingredient, the soy sauce. That's gonna go in.
All right, soy sauce.
Next, we go mirin. That's all gonna go in as well. Nice. Garlic. I love using a lot of garlic. So this is about 2 tablespoons, but you can use as much or as little garlic as you want. So that goes in as well.
I love garlic too.
I love garlic. I've got here some brown sugar. Goes in.
All right.
Okay. Nice. I've got my chili flakes. So for those that like it spicy, you can go ahead and add that as well. Last but not least. All right,
I'm coming.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time.
All right, chili. I have this kind here.
Yeah, that's perfect. Those are chili flakes as well, I guess.
I like a lot of chili flakes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, and last we're gonna add our corn flour, and that's gonna go in last. That's gonna be our thickener, and I'm just gonna go in with a whisk and whisk everything all together, like so.
I might have to. I forgot a fork. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
So I'm just gonna show you this in the light so you see what it looks like. Let's see. With all the garlic and all the chili flakes, and
Add a little bit more garlic. Smells good. I've never used mirin before. That one was a first for me, and I tried it. It's really sweet.
Yeah, so you wouldn't need to add a lot of sugar. Just lock the door.
All right, that looks so good. Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
All right, and that's it. The last thing we're gonna add, and that's at the end, is our spring onion.
Spring onions
At the very end. And if you guys have any questions about anything in the cooking, just comment down below. And yeah. So I'm just gonna set this right in front of the I'm gonna start this right in front of the
I'm gonna try and put down and adjust myself. Oh, will it stay? Will my phone stay? Let us see. Okay. This will go for now. Okay. So yeah, so I think this conversation sparked from just Ifepo and I sharing about our lives. Well, Ifepo and I have been friends for like 7 years now. She was actually the first person that I ever met at university, literally on the first day of school, and we met at the bank of all places for Nigerians to meet, right? So ever since then, we were always talking about life, and one thing that encourages me, or one thing that I love about Ifepo is she's somebody who just, she has an idea, she just does it. She's a risk taker. She just goes and pursues whatever thing that she wants to do. So, I was talking with her about 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about life, and I was telling her that I understand now this idea of what it means to partner with God in regards to taking action. So if you feel that God is giving you a word, learning how to take action and just go for it. And as we were talking, this verse came to mind. It's James 2, 14 through 17. My phone for a second, but basically the verse says, what good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to them, go in peace, keep warm and well fed, but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is that? In the same way, faith by itself is not accompanied by action, it is dead. So, just catching that revelation of what it means, like in a nutshell, what that means is like moving by faith, but then also learning how to partner with God. So partnering with God with action. So I'll ask her this question. What does it look like to partner with God in your own life? And you can kind of give us, your backstory about what you've been doing and how you've been doing it, because that's really the essence of it.
I think like what you said, I I like taking risks, and I like doing things that would prove God is alive in my life. I feel like when I'm doing something and I'm too comfortable or nothing is challenging me, or like I already do start feeling like God, I want more. I'm always wanting to dream big and accomplish big things. And I think it starts your daydreams. I daydream all the time and I write, my thoughts. It start feeling like it can come to reality when you have God at the back of the whole plan. And I think for me, when I caught on to that revelation where I felt like, what, I can actually draw things with God, but by myself, I failed a lot of times. Um, and I look back in my career when I first started as a chef, and I knew nothing, but I knew that it was what I wanted to do. And I remember I was working for this company, Loba, a lovely Colombian company, and
Oh,
they're, remember, yeah.
yeah.
And I started working with their company, and it was amazing. And I got to a point where I wanted more. I wanted to work. There was a startup restaurant, and we started from the ground up. And one of my goals in life was to work in Fontainebleau or Fontainebleau, which is like the biggest resort in Miami. And I just remember telling God, I know it was so difficult to get in that sort of company. And I just remember telling God that I want to be a chef in this company. Like I want to cook for celebrities. I want to be at the front doing all these gourmet dishes. I want to wear all these fancy chef attires and do all the like whimsical things that I see on TV.
It's good.
I want to do that. And the more I was working with the Food Network before I got the job, and I just saw how you would hear a lot of stories about how these chefs, just went with their dreams and they ran with it. And I was thinking, if I have God, like what task, what dream is too big for me to accomplish? So I went and I applied for, I didn't even apply for the job at Fontainebleau. I had a catering gig there. And as I was working there, I one head chef passed by And I just went to him and I said, I want to work for you. And he goes,
Really?
yeah. And I said, I want to work for you. Like, I want to work in this kitchen. And he says that you've got, and he's British, so he was like, you've got a lot of balls to say that, you know? I said, I know, but
Yeah.
I do want to work here. And he was like, all right. And no, he actually just looked at me and like walked away. And my mates were like, what's going into you, blah, blah, blah. And like 2 hours later, he asked one of the chefs to call me in his office. And he goes, you know, it takes a lot of balls to say, just speak to me, because everyone is such a strict working environment that everything is yes chef, this chef, you know. So just for me to be like, I'm gonna work for you, blah blah blah. He
Mm-hmm.
was just back, and he goes, I'm gonna give you a shot because you've got a lot of balls, and we need people that have a lot of balls to work for this company that's
Uh-huh.
not with the family. And he goes, come next week for an interview. And I failed the interview. The interview was like 10-page exam where we
Ha.
had,
Uh-uh.
it's really hard to get into front. And he just gave me a booklet and just asked me to, you know, fill in all these questions. And it was all these degrees of how, if a chicken is left at 450 and it's taken out at this time,
Wow.
how many minutes would it take to serve the guest to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that the temperature is at this? And I was just like, uh. So I failed it woefully because I was, and he looked at, but you know, why I'm saying all this backstory is because at this time all this was happening, this was something I was talking to God about and praying to God about, and I actually even had the inclination to like say something when I saw even me being able to work like cater in their company before I got the job. I was like, now's my chance, and I even felt in my heart like this is your chance to put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I failed it. I went to the back to shed some tears, like, God, this isn't, I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. And the chefs called me back, and it was like a group of them showed me my results.
Mm-hmm.
F, it was bad. And he was like, you're not ready. And I go, I am. And he's like, yo, you're not ready. And I go, like, I promised you, like, I was like, I swear, like, give me a chance and I won't, I know I failed, but give me a chance and
Mm-hmm.
I won't fail you. Oh, I can't remember how I said it. But
Yeah.
then, I said that and they sort of talk, and they had a long conversation, and there were a lot of nodding their heads and they were arguing and butting heads. But I genuinely believe at that time was when I saw that if God, you're working with something for God, like He will speak to the heart of kings, like He would change the hearts of He would change the most stone cold heart to your own favor. And all but the guy that gave me the first shot said no, that you guys are wasting your time. And he literally said, well, I'm the
Oh.
boss. So he was like, yeah, no one wants you, but I'm gonna, but send me your all my details, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you, like, just come in a white shirt and black jeans on Monday. And then I was like, so I got the job, and he was like, I mean, I just asked you to come on Monday to resume. And I was like, okay. And that's how I got in. And it was a very hard journey because nobody, you know, I did go through that season of a lot of people hated me based on I didn't deserve to be there.
Really?
And a lot of the chefs, like the ones that had the meeting, and they
Yeah.
gave me such a hard time with racism. There's so many things that I won't get into, but
Wow.
it just, at the back of my mind, you know, I just knew for a fact that when you're working with God with something, He just makes ways. He just parts, like He
Mm-hmm.
just parts the sea for you, you know. And I feel like that was where I had that revelation, like, okay, if I'm doing this with God, like I can actually dream big and make a lot of my thoughts into reality. And I started from then into moving, even like me asking for certain salary requests and things that people would ask me, like, what are you thinking? You just work here for 6 months. How would you ask for such an amount of money? And even just getting myself out of the working environment to start working as an entrepreneur. I just felt like God was just going like this and just making entrance for me. Um, and I think it's so important to work with God because this life, we can't do it by ourselves. And and the reason why we're in this world is because we all have something that we all have a purpose. And it's best to work in alignment, or to at least feel like you're doing this with God, than to do, like, walk on the limb and not even have an idea of, is this right, is this not right. At least I can say that maybe it wasn't God's plan, but I felt God's presence in it. And I saw opportunities open up with God. And I do also have experienced the flip side, where I did embark on certain businesses that I didn't involve God at all. And it just, and it made it so clear to me, like, I feel like God even makes it evident to me, like, Ifepo, you need me. And stop dabbling into stuff that we're not working together with, because who are you going to run back to when things go south? So yeah, that's just been my journey, and that's been how I've literally, like I don't even feel at peace if I enter anything or any business without feeling peace of mind, or without talking to God about it. And there's a peace that comes when you know that is something that you're working together with God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's just my backstory in regards to that.
It's good. Like every time I talk to you, it's always like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I feel like I'm always in awe or in shock of, like, even you did a pop up in
In
Lagos.
Nigeria, yeah,
Tell them
sushi
about
pop.
that. Yeah.
It was so if anyone knows anything about Nigeria, is that you shouldn't sushi is the last place to sell, Nigeria is the last place to sell sushi in, because
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians do not like anything raw. They don't like it was going to, a lot of people what we call discourage me from doing it, because they're like, no one's gonna eat it. And I was like, well, that's what I want to do. And if it's not, if no one's doing it, then I want to be the one to introduce people to it. And I decided to invest in a lot of, um, just out of my love for Asian food and working at Fountain Blue. I did get a lot of skills in sushi making and just making like Chinese or Asian inspired meals in general. And I was like, you know what, I think I can work with this. So I invested on getting all the ingredients to Nigeria, and I said I was just going to run it for two. Every plan I had didn't make sense. I wanted to run it for 2 weeks. I wanted to have sold out my inventory, like broken even, made profit in 2 weeks, and I wanted to have reached as many people as possible and introduced them to sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first night of the pop-up, I got my flyers, marketing and everything, and I had at least 20 people come to my own home to have a grand tasting. And these were people that these were family that invited friends that they were all just very intrigued, and they came and we had a tasting, and I taught them how to use chopsticks. I taught them all about sushi, debunked the whole idea that sushi has to be raw fish. You can use chicken, you can use shrimp. There's tempura
Yeah.
shrimp. It's endless. So just debunking that myth. And I remember that day, a lot of people left and ordered some to take. And I had between then and it was literally the week end of Christmas. Um, sorry, the New Year's, and I had between the 23rd and I believe first week of January. And long story short, this God that I knew that would make it possible for me made it possible. I broke even at I think day 12 of running it. So basically everything that
You
I
cooked every day for 12 days.
yeah,
Or you prepared something new for 12 days. Okay.
yeah, I cooked. So I had orders every day.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have one, sometimes I'll have four, sometimes I'll have three. Sometimes someone wants a large platter for guests, so they would want like multiple. And I just had it at the back of my mind that, you know what, well, everyone is saying it's impossible, but with God, this thing is possible, and this thing will sell out, and you would make your money back. Because that's very important in business. I didn't want it to be a failed investment. So by day 12, when I was doing my finances, I saw that I had recouped every month, every dime that I had actually like spent towards the business. And I was like, all right, so everything we're making now is a profit. But so even though it was just 2 more days, like day 13, day 14, um, I had to go back to Miami, but I still kept getting messages of, hey, can we still order? Or they were calling my mom, can we still order? Is it too late? We know it was just a Christmas thing. But it worked. Like it worked, and it got so amazing for me because even till today, now that I'm back and a lot of my customers I let know are back, they still want to order like Asian meals, whether it's teriyaki, Szechuan chicken, special fried rice, whatever. And they just felt that like they just enjoyed that experience that they wanted more. So yeah, it was all odds were in my favor, but that thing about making ways and just making things possible when all odds are in your favor, I truly believe that it works when you're working with God, and no one can even tell me that's impossible.
And I think for me, hearing that, it's like, for example, you said you had to order things outside, right?
Yeah.
So you had to
Mm-hmm.
import things. So even
Mm-hmm.
in that, having the faith to just do, um,
Mm-hmm.
because that
Sorry,
could
I'm
even
going to
stop
take the
somebody.
chicken as you're talking.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. Just doing something as simple as that, you know.
Okay.
Um, let me check. Oh no, mine is still cooking. Wow, we've been speaking for a minute already. What? That's crazy, girl. Like 27 minutes. That's crazy. Well, yours maybe probably would be done a little bit before for mine is.
Yeah.
But yeah, even just that, you taking the opportunity to just even go against little barriers like that, it does require a little bit. It does require not a little bit. It does require faith, because I feel like you get more confidence in yourself and what you can do when you take one step. So if you've seen that you're successful with one step, then you will be encouraged to go for the next step and the next step and the next step until eventually you see that you've completed whatever it is that was on your heart to do.
Yeah.
So an example of that in my own life was this past summer. So I was able to basically, I would say, tour the world or tour, Europe
Yeah.
for a month. And that actually came from an experience, like, or from a, I guess, not the best in, I guess, experience in my life, because I had one more class to take for school. to graduate, and I was not able to get into that class. So that pushed my graduation a whole year. And I was asking God that, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing then? Because I can't just sit here. Mind you, I have my platform, I have all of these things going on, but I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be free. I'm supposed to get my freedom papers. And I just felt the Holy Spirit tell me, like, what is the craziest thing you can think of that you can do? That I'm waiting on you. And I'm like, waiting on me, child? Like I was going to school, like I was doing what I was supposed to do, Um, so I thought about this talk that I did um, the summer prior, where I spoke to pharmacists, doctors, farm tech. So basically, I studied this field called pharmaceutical nanotechnology. Basically, it helps, in a nutshell, improve the efficiency of medication, right? So I said, you know what, it would be interesting if I just speak all over the world. So that was the initial thought, right? So God asked me, what is the craziest thing that you can do? And I said, well, speaking around the world would be the best thing that I can do. So I decided to fix up my resume, try to, tweak it a little bit. So that's the first step, like saying to myself that if I can just fix this resume, I'll be able to send it out, right? Then I said, I'm going to look for conferences. So again, taking the time to do the research to look for conferences. And then once I found them, I just applied. Like I had my things set. Like, so the email, I had a friend help me with the email that I would write to send my proposal. I had my video ready, the video that I did of the talk prior. And then also the resume. And so, I sent that to maybe like almost 30 different conferences worldwide, Abu Dhabi, Thailand, Germany, everywhere. And I eventually got 3 responses back that they wanted me to speak. So that was a very, like, it took me back a little bit. I was like, oh my God, this actually became real. And, the whole trip blew my mind. I went to 4 different countries. I went to England. I spoke in England. I spoke in Turkey, and I also spoke in Amsterdam. And then I went to France just for fun. And I was able to go there, and I mean, I met people. I had so many cool experiences, and I explain a lot more about that on the most recent podcast that just came out today, actually. So if you're interested in hearing the whole story, I explain everything to you. But I mean, I basically went on tours. I was able to meet with influencers and just have a kind of a community in these different countries. Uh, I was able to eat. So I said before, I like to eat. So eating like foods that are native to those countries. I was able to get into awards, conferences for free. Some of them, things that would cost like $400 for me to get into, I was able to be a part of it for free. And it was all because I felt that God gave me the permission to dream as big as I could. I mean, he always gives us that permission, but I finally took hold of that permission. Just like you said that, you know what, if God is partnering with me, then why not? Why can't I go to the chef and tell them I want to work for them? Why can't I, work for this company? And in my case, I was like, why can't I go across the world and speak? Because I already know that's part of my calling. So I did that, and I mean, just opportunities and doors just opened up, and I left the trip leaving so fulfilled, and coming back being a different person, really being in touch with myself there in all those different countries, and be like, this is the type of life that I want to live. So what can I do when I come back now to recreate that same feeling, that same, I guess, yeah, that same feeling, like being in touch with who I really am. So it fuels you. I think when you step out and you believe the word that God gave you and you prepare. So the preparation in Ifepo's case was, doing the time, working in those different places such as Fountain Blue, and then also working with that startup, because Ifepo worked hard. I remember those days. She worked very hard to make sure that that company was excellent. So, putting in the time, putting in the work, preparing, and then just going out and doing it. So I'm going to pause on that thought because my alarm is going. Yeah. let's see. How's yours going?
Mine still needs like a few minutes. How's your? I'll get my broccoli steamed. So I don't know if you guys were the people who's here. Let me see. Oh, so we've got Abby and Amma, and I just wanted to show you the broccoli is in a sieve right here, and I have salted water at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna steam it and cover it, and it literally takes about, say, like 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna.
So while you're doing that, I am going to. I'm actually going to transfer it to another pan.
Your chicken.
Yeah. So I can
Okay.
get all the sauce. I don't want to lose all that sauce. And then my broccoli is done now as well.
So right now,
My broccoli, steamed and pretty.
oh, that's nice. That's nice. I'm gonna show you my chicken. It's gotten golden brown on the outside. I'm gonna flip it and let it do the same magic on the other side. And
Okay.
I just have a pair of tongs that I'm gonna use.
Okay, so I shouldn't transfer it just yet. Okay. You're right. We gotta flip it over. You know what? No, I'll do it.
Then I'm just gonna break them apart because they sort of like got a bit glued together. Oh, that's so nice. I feel like I'm just gonna, once this is done, I'm just gonna sit in the kitchen and eat it on my phone. Hey, Almide. Hey, girl. How do you get to taste it? Virtual tasting, girl.
So we're gonna let it. How long are we gonna cook it on the other side for?
So not long at all.
Okay.
Most of the cooking should happen on one side, and you can actually crank up the heat this time because what we want is just the color. So you can crank it to 400, 450, and let it do its. And this, guys, you don't have to do it. What's the word? You don't have to do it on the in the oven. The reason we're doing it in the oven is just so we can create some time to cook while we're working. Yes, it is chicken breast. Yeah. Yeah. So if mine is chicken breast, Dami's is drumsticks, and I would advise you to use like chicken thighs because those actually, or drumsticks because those absorb a lot of flavor. But it doesn't matter since we're making a sauce. Yeah, I'm just gonna put mine back in a few minutes.
So how long? Maybe you said 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh. Perfect.
Thank you. Okay.
How do we get to taste it? You gotta make it. That was the whole point. We've been sharing to you the grocery list and everything. You have to make it yourself.
Yeah, but it's so easy. Like, I'm not sure if Amma was here in the beginning, but we have the teriyaki sauce, and if you just watch back, you see that we just use about 5 or 6 ingredients to make the sauce, and Yeah, very easy and quick to make. It's something you can actually make within an hour. So even less than that. So yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Okay. So, I think I kind of remember what I was saying, but like, mm, just in order to basically partner with God, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just you have to, if you have the idea or you have whatever that thing is in your mind to do, just take it one step at a time. As we were talking prior, I was telling her that wow, like, as Christians, we can be very lazy, or people who say we believe in God, we can be very lazy. And it's true. Like, and I've fallen into that camp too. That's why I admire Ifepo, because she's not like that. That
I know I can be like that. Sometimes I do be letting like fear cripple in and make me like, is this really God or am I just tripping? Sort of thing.
but just this idea of like, if I just prayed, God would just handle everything. That, oh,
Yes.
God would just do it because I prayed, I've, this and another, that God will do it. But that's a
Walk to the mountain.
lie.
Mhm.
It's faith and works. It's a
Yeah.
combination, because you can't necessarily really have faith. Like, your faith won't really show unless you're doing something that qualifies that faith, that shows that that faith is valid. So if God
Mm-hmm.
says you have to go to school, it's not that school will come meet you. You have to be the one to go to school, in the sense that you have to be the one to figure out, how do I apply? What do I need? Do I need a test? What is the score that I need? All of those things are partnering with God. Even if it's something small, it's still, you're in the action of partnering with God as you're doing it. Even, we talk a lot about marriage, and preparing for that as single people. It's not that God will just bring you a spouse and then you'll be abusing that person because you didn't go through the process of, working through whatever heart issues you have, father wounds, mother wounds. That's a new one I'm learning: father wounds, mother wounds. um,
Yeah.
all of these, your habits, the bad ones that could be detrimental to a relationship, all of these things you have to be preparing your mind, being able to learn how to serve, being able to submit, and first submitting to God before you can submit to somebody else. So learning all of these things beforehand, preparing, this is how you partner with God. That God, in regards to marriage, God, I know you've called me to be married. I had that desire in my heart. What do I need to do now in order to prepare? What do I
Yeah.
need to do to equip myself to be the proper wife or the proper husband to whoever you're giving me, so I don't ruin, the relationship? um,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then it requires work, partnering with God as you're married. So that's just one example. But in regards to like our life and entrepreneurship and all those things, like, as Christians, we should have that confidence that God is behind us, but it will require us to move forward. Like, we have to actually work. So another example I'll give you, my platform now, where I, like, like, you see where I am now. I have the podcast, I have social media, and all these different things. But I believe that my platform is going to grow globally, that it's going to grow to a very tight-knit community, and
Mm-hmm.
tight-knit, big, yet intimate at the same time. But the thing is, that won't just come out of nowhere. I have to be preparing for that now. So whatever I'm doing right now has to match with the vision that I have, because it's setting the stepping stones for the vision. It's setting the stepping stones for the bigger picture of what I believe I'm supposed to be doing. So, for example, I'm somebody who wants to host conferences in the future. I want to, host retreats and have people come together and have good food and fellowship and just chill and, just have a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what is it that I need to be doing now in order for me to prepare for that vision? Well, I have resources available to me. I have, the whole city that I live in. I can choose anywhere I want to host a meetup or host an event. I have access to people. I can invite them. I have friends. Even if I don't necessarily have people outside, I can say to the friends that I do have, hey, can you guys come? Let's go meet up. Let's go do this. Let's go have fun. But in the process of me doing that, it's preparing me for the vision. It's preparing me for my future, and I'm partnering with God that, you know what, I believe you said that I'm going to do this. So if you said that I'm going to do this, then I can do this now to now justify I believe what you said.
Yeah.
So, even with speaking, podcasting is a great segue to that. Speaking to people through audio and just learning, I've learned that I've become more, I guess, outgoing, because for the first 2 years of my podcast, I was really doing a lot of interviews and speaking with people and all these different things. So it's caused me now, when I go out to like networking events, I'm able to have a conversation and just be myself and be normal. It's preparing me. So in order to partner with God, it's like you will only do it if you believe what you think you've heard or what you've seen or what he's
Mm-hmm.
shown you, maybe in a dream or whatever, however way he communicates with you. So just taking the little steps, applying for the job, like if you believe that God is saying you need to be in a specific area, what do you need to do to sharpen your skills now?
Yeah.
What environments do you need to be in now in order to prepare you for that? Because God is not going to be embarrassed. He's not going to be embarrassed, and he's not going to put you out there and let you just do
Yeah.
shakara with him. No.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
learned that.
something just to piggyback what you just said. A lot of times we start something because we got the inclination and the encouragement to do it, and it doesn't spike up as you think it would. So one thing that I wanted to add was that a lot of times we actually take that leap of faith and start working towards that thing. But then I'm even speaking from experience. I've had certain projects that I did feel 100% I needed to start and everything, but because it wasn't growing as much as I wanted it to, or as fast as I wanted it to, I started having my doubts, like maybe this isn't what God wants, or maybe this isn't um God's will, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I don't cut cuts for uh like I'm not worth it. And I think that's where laziness cripples in, because we have this weird idea that once we start something, God is just supposed to take care of the rest and we don't have to do anything. It's like, okay, God, I've been working on myself so that I would be prepared. For example, the one you gave about marriage, and then you get your partner and you get married and you stop doing anything, and your marriage begins to crumble or whatever, and you start thinking, why God, you sent this person to me, blah blah blah. And it's the same at work as well, where you will start certain things and just have this preconceived notion that it's just supposed to work. God is just supposed to dot every I and cross, every T. You still have to work diligently
Right.
and consistently as well. This is even word to myself. I had this analogy that my dad explained to me a while back, but he said, literally God is giving us everything we need to succeed. Like everything, high, large, yeah, literally everything we need in.
That's my chicken. Go ahead.
Hi. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, check on the chicken, check on the broccoli. I think my broccoli is done. So you can
Yeah,
see
chicken is looking good.
mm,
Switch it around.
kind of looks like a little bit of a taste, but
Chicken as of now.
nice. Okay, so should we wrap up and then finish the food?
So I think what we can do, if we can just apply the sauce, is your chicken done?
Okay, all right. So
I'm
let's
gonna
do
do
that.
that.
So
Yeah.
what we're going to do now is I have my pan right here, and I'm going to transfer the chicken first into the pan. So if you have a big pan or something, Dami, you can do that as well. Or your
Okay.
yeah, so just
Okay,
transfer
so you
it.
do it over the stove.
Because we
Okay.
need to cook in the sauce. So I'm gonna go back here where the sauces. This is our sauce. I'm gonna have to mix it again because as you can see, what's this thing called? The corn flour has like settled at the bottom. So I'm just gonna mix.
Okay. I'm going through.
I'm just gonna mix it all together.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's mixed through. I'm gonna move my chicken now into the pan. And I have a pair of tongs here actually. Is it here? No. Guys, if you have any questions or contributions, please
Yes.
just type below so we can have, we want this to sort of be like an inner, like not just a dialogue between both of us, but also we want to hear what you have to say about
Yes.
the food, about partnering with God. Have you ever had a project or an experience where you did it with God, or just something that you embarked on that you know that this was something that God made it a way for me, or God made it possible for me to do. So
Yes.
comment
Yes.
down
Yes. Yes.
below. I have my chicken and I have I'm just gonna transfer it to the pan right here.
Okay. Mine is already sizzling. I love this. What do they call this?
Your cast iron, they're
Yes.
amazing.
I love them. They do something different for your food. I might pop this in on broil a little bit later to brown it a little bit more
Okay.
later.
All right, I think that's it. Well, there's a few hiding here. All right. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm
I
ready,
have
baby.
all my chicken here.
Oh.
Okay, I have my chicken. Have my broccoli. I've got rice. So this is literally all there is to do. I
You
have
got like a
my
real chef still right there. Like,
have my sauce right here. And the chicken. So make sure your sauce is like seared from the bottom because your flour or cornstarch might have settled at the bottom.
all right, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, and we're just gonna pour everything over like so. So once that it's gonna start to thicken. Initially, it's gonna look very watery, but then it's gonna start to thicken gradually. And I just have it on high heat right here.
Okay. Pretty smart.
All right.
Perfect.
So we're gonna leave it for like what's it? Another like 5 minutes, and
Okay.
we can. I don't know if you want. We can finish up our
Yeah.
talk. Okay.
Ooh, I see it thickening already. So, all right, let's look. Let's see the comments here. Okay, so Ahmad said, my last event I had was honestly a hot mess. Then wanted to cancel it, but B brought the resources to the help needed. Many women get breakthrough, etc. I know it was, but God, child. What's up, Ahmad? How you doing? It's okay. You know what? I don't know. I've had some events where nobody showed up, and and I feel it like it's just a failure. Even one of the last ones that I did, at first I was like, oh gosh, and Ifepo was even the one encouraging me that no, it's still something that you need to celebrate, that you went out there and you did it. So I'll say the same thing for you. For us, we may think that, and it's hard. Like you may think that, oh, I didn't do well, or I didn't do this, and that's even me too, because I'm somebody who I like things to be done with excellence. But
Yeah.
if people were really, they were still helped at the event, then it was still a success. It's just that you learn what you need to do better, and you just go from there.
hmm And I think honestly, I think these sort of experiences make you emotionally stronger
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you've experienced the worst case scenario. Like worst case scenario, nobody shows up. And okay, and that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And happens now. And yeah, worst case scenario, no one shows up and that's what has happened. So you know that anything from there is just it can't get worse than that. So a lot of times I even tell God that please let me experience the bad sides now. Like let me because when things are going great and you're like, oh, I'm blowing, I'm blowing, I'm blowing, and then I just reach a glass ceiling or whatever, and I just like tank. Like I feel like that journey, the whole experience also requires emotional growth. And there are so many times, especially in entrepreneurship, that no, everybody thinks you're stupid. Everybody thinks the idea is crazy. You shouldn't be doing it. But you have to prove to yourself. And it's at times where things aren't going great that people oh, okay, Laji says something as well. I'll read it in a second. But I think is at those times when you fail, that's when people start talking like I told you so. I said it's gonna fail, blah blah blah. But no, that
Mm-hmm.
should actually encourage you and pick you back up. Like, okay, we're gonna have setbacks. Even in Christianity, the whole saying of Christianity doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. It's
Yeah.
something that I believe wholeheartedly. Sorry, I want us to get to the stove just so we can check on our thing because mine is thickening a lot, and I wanted to show you. So can you see that it's the sauce has gotten really thick?
Yeah.
How's yours
I
doing?
think mine is okay. I think I might add a little bit more flour.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more.
So mine is thick enough. I'm gonna let it go a bit longer just because the warm water is evaporating. That's what's making it thick. So I'm going to read what Laju said as we're doing this. And she said, I think we focus too much on the numbers as the metrics for what is good or bad rather than the value where where lives are impacted. And I absolutely agree. And I think in
Yeah.
this world of social media, where it's all about how many likes and how many comments and how many people that, that's where you sort of get your validation from. But I feel like if just one person was impacted, if one
Sorry.
person like that should count as something. Like I feel like what we're doing today for is a great example because we plan so much towards it and we marketed and everything and we did the best we could on our parts. Also pray to God about it. And it's something that we're doing with God involved as well. And a lot of times you can see and say, oh, only 3 people came to this live, oh, that's a failure. But no, like that's not if just those 2, 3 people learn something, and if those 2, 3 people like actually enjoyed the experience, even if it was just one person, I think that actually counts as something than than 100 people coming and no one really gaining anything from it.
Yeah.
So I think Laju is very spot on. I think we're a society that base success on numbers, and rather than actually the quality or the value that we're imparting into, the little people, the little number of people.
Yeah.
So yes, quality over quantity always. Um, I think mine is good. Look at
Okay.
guys, I want to show you my teriyaki
It
in the
looks
sun.
really nice.
Look at the gloves.
What?
She looks beautiful. Sometimes I add some butter to make it like a bit glossy, but I think this is just fine for me.
I'm
I
going
don't
to add
even
butter
taste
since I
it.
melted it.
Oh yeah, so you can add butter. But yeah, I think mine is all set. I'm gonna get my plate. Yeah. And the broccoli, I just covered it so the rest of it steams and it's beautiful. It's ready to eat.
Oh, it's good.
And yeah, let's just serve everything. I'm using this really cute bowl. I got it my mom actually got it as a souvenir.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's what I used to eat a lot of like rice dishes because it's deep and
Yeah.
also with the sauces as well. I'm gonna get a serving spoon, serve the rice here, the broccoli, and the sauce.
I'm going to put mine on. Okay. So my rice is done. I put it in a rice cooker. So it's warm and ready to go.
I want to know, do you guys eat more? What food do you eat the most? Do you eat more carbs or more protein or more um like what's your food ratio in terms of like carbs to carbs to protein to vegetables to you know I was just curious. I think Lodge is still here. Lodge,
I
how
like
do
to
you
eat
eat?
them all.
No.
I eat them all.
Let me. Lodge, are you still here?
And this is gonna be my first meal of the day.
Oh, same actually. Actually, that
Ah, Ifepo,
yes, no.
you haven't eaten since?
Yeah, I had I had like leftovers, but it was like 2 forks of leftovers I didn't want to throw away. So I'm just gonna show you. I have my rice, my broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna place it to look all pretty so you can see the greenery.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
No problem. Okay.
Let's see. This is what I
Yeah.
have.
And then
Okay.
finale, teriyaki. Sorry, go into it. I'm just gonna get the sauce and put it in the corner. Guys, I'm excited to try this. Even though I've eaten this like 50 million times, I feel like every time that I nail it, I still feel this sense of accomplishment
Mm.
that you've still got it. I feel like even when you like have talks and like you have your presentations and they go very well, you just give yourself a pat on the back, like, okay, I still got it.
I've still got it.
Oh, look at
A
my
little bit,
baby.
a little bit on the side, but that's
Oh,
okay.
mommy.
Ooh.
Drip, drip.
No, the sauce came really out really nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna add a bit more sauce to mine, actually a bit more chicken because this is my meal. Nobody come for me.
You said what?
I said nobody come for me.
Oh, yeah, I know you think. Are you on diet?
Yeah. So
Love
this is
saying that.
it.
We love saying
Oh,
that.
we did good, Zam. We did good.
Just wipe the sides a little bit there.
Last but not the least, I have um our spring onions, and we're gonna add the spring onions to just give it a very gorgeous finish. Guys, isn't she lovely? Yeah. I
Beautiful.
mean, I'm gonna do the absolute most right now because I have some sesame seeds and I like to
Oh,
put
you got
sesame
some?
seeds on my rice like this.
Ew. Oh, that looks cute.
Make a little fancy, whatever.
I love it. Get my fork. And then,
Yeah. And I've got like
voila.
you guys,
Oh, you got chopsticks.
I'm such an Asian at heart. Like look at how much chopsticks I keep. Look at how much chopsticks I have.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, let me just put everything to the sides. Bon appetit, guys.
Oh, that looks so cute.
Yeah, let me know taste it, Dami. Let me see what you think.
Okay.
No,
Just a little bit already, but okay. You want me to see my face while I eat it?
I want to see your face, yes, so please.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's try the chicken. I'll lose the rice and the sauce.
Let me try the little I have left over in the pot.
No, that's good.
Mm.
That's good. I love it. You did good, kid.
Thank you, baby. All right. This is gonna be a mukbang. We're the only ones who
Oh,
just
wow.
be eating with each other.
But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was pretty much all the, I guess,
All the tea
conversation
we
for
had to
today.
spill. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically to reiterate the whole conversation again, it's
Mm-hmm.
just in order to really have faith in what you believe God has told you to do, you have to partner with Him. And by partnering with Him, that requires actions on your part that show that you truly believe in what He has called you to do. So
Right.
whether that be applying for the job, making remaking your resume, um, yeah, just being bold about certain things. That's how you show that I'm about this
Hi,
life.
mommy.
I just saw that she got on. Hi, ma'am. But yeah. So this was fun. Thank you guys for.
Yeah, let me show mommy.
Yeah, you take that picture. Send me your picture because I've already destroyed my thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna show your mama.
And my
You can
white boy
wait.
is 3.
You can wait. Isn't she at home? She's not at home, is she?
No.
Let me show you in the sunlight, mommy. This is she. Yeah.
Coming back. I'm just gonna take a picture.
Gonna clean it a bit. This is my OCD, guys.
Yeah,
I don't like.
she has experience.
Yeah. I
For
don't
sure, you
like
ain't got no experience with plating.
I don't like anything doing on the site. All right, so I'll send you a
Okay.
picture. Anyone else have anything to say, to add, to comment? You can do so before we close. Because even me, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to.
All right. All right. Well, this is mine. You didn't even
Yeah.
know that I
Please, though, I
ate.
hope you save some for your mom.
Sure. Sure. All right. Well, tell people where they can find you, and if you have any new things coming out, let them know.
Okay, so I have food in my mouth, but um, you can find me at Ifepo on Instagram. I do like mini food tutorials on Instagram, but I do the long, comprehensive, step-by-step breakdown of each recipe
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. And my YouTube is called The Curious Munch. So curious as in I'm curious to know how to make this, so let me look it up. And why that name came to my heart to use is because literally everything I've learned to make is out of curiosity. And even just exploring the whole culinary world, all the skills that I've developed have been out of curiosity to know how to perfect them.
Mm-hmm.
So the Curious Munch on YouTube, and then every now and then people send me requests on certain meals that they want a tutorial on. And if I am equipped to make it, I do make it as a tutorial. So yeah, now I'm working on an ebook, a very, very simple ebook that I want to use. And one of the recipes is just chicken teriyaki. And I just want to create an ebook that really simplifies all these international cuisines, the recipes and the things you need, and make it super, like just super easy to make. A lot of times you see all these dishes and you're just like, oh, I can't make it because it's like tempura, teriyaki, and it sounds so advanced. But the reality is they are quite simple to make if you know how to pair the right ingredients. And that's what I want to share with you guys in my ebook. So yes, that's that's
Perfect.
about it
Perfect.
for me. Yeah, and share as well with my people
Mm-hmm.
where they can find you, find your podcast and everything.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at the Plannter. So that's ThePlannter. So two N's, not one.
Double N.
Right. And you can find the podcast. I release it every Tuesday. You can find it on Apple
Mm-hmm.
Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and then also on the website, theplanter.com. And
Mm-hmm.
if you want to subscribe to the Plannter, you can through the website, and you can get updates about the podcast and also or a devotional anytime that you subscribe. So you can get all of that. If you are in the Tampa area, I host a meetup every month, usually the beginning of the
Yep.
month. So you can join us there. We do a creative activity, and then we also have a topic, or just we kind of just talk and chill and eat or do something once a month. And then also I do a prayer line every other week, so you can hop on that. All those details, you can find them in the link in my bio. So
Okay.
you can just click on the link in the bio and you can find everything,
Mm-hmm.
like newest podcasts and all that, and it'll give you all that information. So I would love to speak with you all, the ones who listen to this and who are a part of this live. I would love to connect with you as well. And yeah, Yeti popping.
Yeah. All
Perfect.
right. Yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around.
Yes.
Once again, this was what we made. I think two new people joined, but we made this chicken teriyaki, and we're gonna have it on the page. Yeah, we're gonna have it. Hers is already eaten. Can see all the bookmarks.
Sorry.
But yeah, so we're gonna leave it on our page for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I should also have a tutorial coming soon. So in case you miss it tomorrow, then you can always check it out. And as usual, also with Dami's podcast is every week. So and it's always gonna be there. So whenever you just remember her in your heart, check her
Mm-hmm.
out, comment on her podcast, and let's be friends, let's be online friends, and let's just continue this whole
Right.
journey together. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I will see you guys on another live podcast or something
Mm-hmm.
else. All right. Thanks,
Yeah,
Ifepo.
no
Love you.
problem. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.